I think that to be successful today in a global business, you must first appreciate that the landscape is shifting to the extent that a Western sort of a US, Europe dominated world has actually changed quite dramatically to one where now it's more balanced, with Asia being more and more important, especially with the rise of China and India. So anybody with a global perspective must have a good appreciation of this change in the balance between the different cultures in the world. And then the second thing, of course, is that to be global, you really got to understand that you must be sensitive to all the cultures and the communities that you work with around the world, each with all its different requirements as to what is considered a norm for behavior or good behavior by corporations. And I think the appreciation of that and making sure that your own company, conforms in a general way to all the requirements of all the different parts of the world and the communities to work within is very important. And I feel that your own culture within the company must also encompass, some of those values. So you cannot just be a very American company that's doing business around the world, but you must be somehow, as part of your culture, have a very global culture. And as we said earlier, maybe one of the ways to do it is to take in what you find good and your people agree should be part of the corporate culture of your own company from every parts of the world that you touch and you work in. I think it just represents an open mind about what is the way to do things, that there are different ways of doing things, and the way to do things might differ from place to place. And unfortunately, that tends to go towards having many cultures in a company. They say, well, I better adopt the French culture when I'm operating in France, or adopt the Chinese culture where I'm operating in China. But actually, we don't think that way in Li Fung. We feel that what we should do is have one culture, but if something that is done in France or in China is good for everybody, we should adopt it and make it part of total culture. So we have one culture, but one culture that is sensitive in many respects to the different communities we work in.